session, everyone. We are from the group 7, and today let's talk about the intimate alliance between religion and good education that is personally written by our very own national hero, Dr. Jose Rizal. So, first of all, let's talk about the title, The Intimate Alliance Between Religion and Good Education. When we say intimate, it is a personal or deep relationship. When we say alliance, it is a association, union, or combination of two or more groups. So, on the other words, the intimate alliance between religion and good education can be the personal relationship between the union of religion and good education. Is there really a connection between religion and good education? Why religion is related to good education or vice versa? Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Before we will formally start this discussion, I would like to inform you all the flow of this discussion to avoid misunderstanding and confusion. First, we will talk about the poem. Second is the insights. Third, the implications. Fourth, the theme. Fifth, the short background about the poem or and the author itself. In the poem, expect that the assigned reporter will give his or her own short insights. So now, I would like you all to sit back and relax as we begin this discussion. As the climbing ivy over lofty elm creeps tortuously together the adornment of the verdant plain, embellishing each other and together growing. But should the kindly elm refuse its aid, the ivy would impotent and friendless wither. So is education to religion. By spiritual alliance bound through religion, education gains renown and woo to impious mind that blindly spurning the sapient teachings of religion, this unpolluted fountainhead forsakers. Let's go back to the first line. We notice that Rizal uses the word ivy and elm as a representation or comparison to the education and religion. Ivy is a kind of plant that usually found in the other country and it is from the vine family. It means to say mukatay. Elm is a tree that loses its leaves when the autumn season came or approaching. So it was stated here that the ivy added an adornment or creativity, decorations to the elm tree, each other and together growing. But should the kindly elm refuse its aid, the ivy would impotent and friendless wither. As the ivy surround the elm tree, it added an embellishing beauty or creativeness to the tree, and its leaves grows naturally as if the origin is from the elm tree. But if the kindly elm refuse its aid, the ivy would impotent or unpowerful and friendless wither or died. And so the education and religion is. Through religion, education gains renown. Renown or pagpapakilanlan. If you only choose education without having religion, it would be a woe or trouble to the impetuous mind. Impetuous means not respecting or reverence to the God, or in simple words, ungodly, that blindly spurning. Spurning means refusing due to the sapient teachings of religion. Sapient means makamundo o makataong pagturo ng ating relihiyon. This unpolluted fountainhead forsakers. If naka-remember pa mo guys atong history or last lesson nato about sa life and writings ni Jose Rizal nga mas gipili sa mga Espanyol ang katong mga friars nga tuluan sa ilang religion rather than the Filipinos, because there are something wrong about the religion that they have believed before. And so education to religion, education would not be known or hindi natin makikilala ang isang edukasyon kung wala ang ating religion o relihiyon.
As the sprout growing from the pampas vine proudly offers us its honeyed clusters, while the generous and loving garment feeds its roots, so the freshening waters of celestial virtue give new life to education through shedding on it warmth and light. Because of them, the vine smells sweet and gives delicious fruit. It explains that, after all the sacrifices and difficulties in studying, it will lead and give us a bountiful harvest and success in life. It takes time to grow and learn, but soon we get to harvest the fruits of our hardships. All this will all be worth it. Education will lead us to greener pasture.
Without religion, human education is like unto a vessel struck by winds, which, sore beset, is of its helm deprived, by the roaring blows and buffets of the dread, tempestuous Boreas, who fiercely wields his power until he proudly send her down into the deep abysses of then angered sea. Here, human education human education is represented by a vessel struck by winds, which is vessel try to fought against the winds or the tempest boreas or the stormy sea, but it still ended to sink. It is vividly stated that human education is nothing but a useless vessel who tried to sail onto a stormy sea without even knowing that it will cause it to the deep abyss of the angered sea. Human education is nothing without religion.
As the heavens dew the meadow feeds and strengthen, so that blowing flowers all the earth, embroider in the days of spring, so also, if religion wholly nourishes education with its doctrine, she shall walk in joy and generosity toward the good and everywhere bestow the fragrant and luxuriant fruits of virtue. Truth strengthens and nourishes a person's education. With the aid of religion, education will be used for the common good. And not only will you gain knowledge, you will also gain virtues.
Insights. Rizal wants the reader of this poem to realize how important education being put up into good use. For being a well-educated person academically is nothing. You should also be a well-educated person spiritually.
Implication. Rizal shared his thought about the importance of education to enlighten the nation, which was useful to gain societal freedom for every nation. It may also provide us the necessary knowledge, skills, and attitude to expand the horizon of our thoughts. We cannot deny the fact that most of our youths in this generation are more worried about fashions, about what they will wear every day, about Korean dramas, about K pop, and about having a higher grades academically without even worrying, or should I say, few have worried about having a higher grades in spiritual aspect. What I'm trying to say is that at the age of 15, Rizal wrote this poem about the intimate alliance between religion and good education. He can even pray Angelus every day and go to church. He once became a teenager and a student like us, but why he can and why we cannot? If only we were going to maintain and have a time management, then we can balance our time to religion, our family, and our education. If we only take a look to the biggest picture, at the age of 15, Dr. Jose Rizal already cared for our nation. Then we should at least care for our generation. And if only we can have religion and good education at the same time, then we will understand more the true essence of freedom, the true essence of peace, and the true essence of life. The theme of the poem, the intimate alliance between religion and good education, is education and religion.
Let's talk about the background of the poem. In 1876, Rizal started writing poems on various topics: wars, childhood memories, education, and religion while he was studying at Ateneo de Municipal. Rizal wrote this poem during the summer of April 1876 before entering his fifth year in Ateneo Municipal in June. This is a four-stanza poem that correlates education to religion.